Such a deep sisterhood wound that you can't, it's hard for you to even sister.
I'm so happy these conversations are happening. And this particular situation has been most of my life situations. So thank you for asking. It's really hard. It's really hard. And it really depends on the person. It really depends on the dynamic. It really depends on the wounding, the consciousness, and the subconsciousness that's at play and what's going on. Because when it's harming you, you have to step away. When it's harming you and your womb space, you have to step away to allow yourself to regenerate, because it's unfortunate, but wombs connect. That's why when you're around certain women, your cycles will link up and such. We're very connected as women, very, very much so connected. So when you come across someone that is so wounded and unaware, because it's mostly that they're unaware and they don't want to look at it. And when you're around and you're sistering, you're reflecting the wounds. It depends their conscious level. And if they're not conscious and you're not able to sister them, you have to step away. And that has been the hardest, most common theme in my life. It's not easy. And I've gone back many times to certain people. And, the wound sometimes is just too deep with that person, or they have not done their work, or they're not willing to go that deep with you. And you can't force people. I used to try to force people, and it really worked out of my favor. It worked against me to try to force people to heal and show the wounds that they did not want to see or heal. And that is their choice to not heal, just like it is a choice to heal your sister wound and be conscious. The more you choose to be conscious, you will be conscious. But if you're choosing to push it away and create things that are pushing away the clarity of what's going on, that's a choice as well. So my suggestion for women that are like me, and a really open book with other women and try to sister and mother other women just naturally, and they meet that resistance with someone, it's usually just like a spiritual immaturity. And it's like I'm looking at them just even more like a sister, but they're not ready for healing. And to try to push the healing on them when they're not ready is going to go against me, because it's going against their free will. And at that point, I'm working against God's code. I'm working against, because I'm trying to be forceful. I'm trying to work from a place of force, and that's not feminine either. So it's hard, especially when you meet people and you really have this deep sister connection and bond. And the deeper the connection, the deeper the past life things you guys have, the more the wounds may be presented. So it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. I truly believe that if people want to heal and they want loving friendships and relationships in their life, they'll always do the work on themselves to make sure that they can attract those relationships. So you also have to, rejection is protection. So if someone is not willing to heal, if they're not willing to look at their stuff and they keep harming you, you have to look at that as a sign and be like, this is harming me. And this just might be a lesson for me to understand and just to hold compassion for, because there are a lot of females like this that have wounding, that don't want to dive into the wounds, or it's too emotionally chaotic for them to go to those places. So protect your energy, always protect your own wound space, and notice when someone is just kind of sucking on your energy but not wanting, to do the work to put in to make your relationship more of a cohesive, reciprocal type of energy, versus you just kind of feeling drained by someone that does not want to do their own work and their own part, their own side. Because relationships they're not one-sided, they're two-sided. So it takes work on both ends. And if one person is not willing to do the work, that's not your fault. That's not our fault that other people don't want to do their work. We have to leave people where they're at and allow them to grow for when they want to grow. And everyone is allowed to choose their own path. It can be very hard, depending if you're very mothering. I'm very mothering. I'm the firstborn, so I'm very, very much a leader, and I want people to be on the right track. And I was very forceful in the beginning of my journey. Lots of Scorpio energy, lots of first house energy in my chart. Leo, Mars. I'm very forceful when it comes to bringing people to their highest and showing them the lowest aspect to get them on that phoenix path of becoming their highest. But that work is very hard, and it's not linear. So if I think someone needs to heal this thing right now, that might be going against their path. They might not be meant to heal that until they're like 50 or 30. Who am I to, I might have a gift and be able to see deeper into this person's wounding and patterning, but I have to have control over that and allow people to come to me when they're ready for that, like, more unveiling and healing. It's been very hard for me, just like with my work and my gifts, that I can see into the womb and my own depth, because the deeper you go into your own womb healing, the deeper you'll be able to understand other women and their healing and be able to hold space and compassion for it versus judgment. And this is where we have to protect ourselves. The ones that are doing the healing work on their wombs, you got to protect your womb, because they're after the wombs right now. This energy of wounding the womb goes through the patriarchy, goes through sisterhood. They use us to work against each other, where really we need to be working on ourselves. And the more we work on ourselves, the more we will be attracted to people that are doing the same work on themselves. I hope that was helpful. Thank you for an amazing question and topic. I hope this topic just continues to go and go and go and go, because these are the deep things that women need to talk about, that we don't talk about, that are in the dark, that need to be brought to the light, so that we can hold space for each other as women, because the womb's healing on this planet will heal Mother Gaia, will heal this planet, will heal our men, will heal our children, will heal our land, our society as a whole, everywhere. It starts with the woman of this world. So much love to you, sister. I hope this helps a lot. Protect yourself, protect your energy, and just keep being amazing and working on yourself, and doing the most that you can for the goddess and for your womb and for the womb of the mother of this planet. Earth has a womb, there's a cosmic womb, and we're all connected to it. The deeper we go into ourselves, the deeper we connect to the other wombs and aspects of the wombs that there are multidimensionally beyond just this physical body, because we are all connected to those, and we're all doing that work. Some of us are, some of us aren't, some of us are not ready, and we have to allow that process.